So excited, Cora.
I know, I've missed you.
It's been so long.
Yeah.
1 whole month, I think, since our last podcast.
Yeah.
And we're back and better than ever, baby.
Are we?
I don't know.
Maybe we'll be a little bit rusty.
Yeah, I mean, I have bangs now. If that doesn't scream midlife crisis, I don't know what does. But anyway, so today I think we're just going to give a life update.
Yeah.
Because it's been so long.
Absolutely.
Since we have been on. So, yeah, I think let's start with you, Cora.
Oh, we're going to go right into me. I usually prepare, and I didn't write a single thing down.
Well, it should be easy. It's just your life.
Right, yeah. So we actually had a couple episodes filmed.
Yes.
But we messed up and we didn't have the microphones. It's a we problem.
I messed up.
No, it's
a
both
we
us.
problem because of me.
I should have been like, we should check to see if the microphones are plugged in.
Yeah, so basically the microphones weren't plugged in. We filmed 2 whole episodes, which we'll probably film again down the road, but I think we need some time so it doesn't seem like we're re-scripting something. We want it to be like original, so those ideas right now are just in the trash for a little bit, and now we came up with some new ideas.
Yeah, and so then we both got really busy with life, as we sometimes do, which I think, is good.
Yes.
But I bought a new house, so we moved, packed up, moved, and then unpacked. And I mean, some people can get that done pretty fast, but I also started doing some home renovations and
you've been working on it, and also you have it's not just you and your husband moving, it's you and your 2 kids and your cats and your dog. So much.
So I took some time to pack and organize it a certain way so that we could move it really easily. So I not only did I pack, but I moved it into the garage, every box, so that it was ready to go right at the back of the garage. And then we bought a new house, so it's amazing. So I'd like to talk about the difference in the homes, if that's okay.
Oh, 100%. But before you do that, it's probably gonna come up, but Cora has a freaking hot tub now, guys.
Not yet.
She has a hot tub. Maybe when this is posted, we'll see. But anyway, that's where we're gonna be. I would love to do a podcast in your hot tub sometime.
Can we, please?
I think that'd be so fun.
Yeah.
And right now we film the podcast at my house, but we're gonna definitely go over to Cora's quite a bit.
Yeah, in the backyard.
So nice.
Oh,
so nice.
It's like a magical secret garden.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, you tell them. I just wanted to talk about the hot tub because I'm so excited.
So we can start with the hot tub. We got a hot tub. We didn't need a hot tub, but we got one, and we've kind of always wanted one, but there was never any room in our old backyard.
Yes.
It was very small.
Yes, very small.
Very, very, very small backyard. Could not even throw a ball for the dog because it would go nowhere.
Just 2 feet.
2 feet. So
bounce off the garage.
So we got a hot tub. It comes next week, but we're building the base of it, so we had to dig out the ground and then build a wooden box, almost like a sandbox, and then fill it in with sand, and then make sure it's all level and tamp it down. And so we're in the midst of making the base for it. So that takes some time. And it was the hottest day a couple days ago when we were doing it. I told Matt, I'm like, you need to take a break. I mean, you're really sexy being all sweaty and shirtless and looking handsome.
You called him a gladiator over.
He's so buff. Have you seen him?
I know, you're like my gladiator husband.
Imagine putting sweaty and working on top of that. Anyway, so we've been busy doing that. But so the difference between the homes are our last home was a brand new build, very cookie cutter, very builder grade materials, so really crappy because they kind of just threw it all together to make some money.
Yeah.
It looked nice, however, all the materials were crap. So it got worn down really easy, really fast. Yeah, and so we, did the basement and we did the backyard and we put the front yard in. So we did a lot of work to it, which I thought I was going to miss, but I don't miss it. I don't miss a single thing of it.
No, your house was really nice, but if I were to move into a house like yours with what seems like so much more space,
does the new house seem bigger?
It's so much bigger. I don't even know if it actually is, but it just seems humongous. And then you throw in your backyard, and it's I'm And the way your garage works and now you can pull in your
Yeah, so we have a pull
tent.
Okay,
yeah.
so the new house is, so we moved into the old house was brand new, and we
Yes.
were there for 11, 12 years or something. The new house that we moved in is like 50 years old, so mature yard, and
Yeah.
it was really well maintained and really loved, and like it's just built different. Like when I yell for the kids, I don't know if they're upstairs or downstairs. Like I don't know what room they're in because the house is just built different.
Yeah.
But when we were looking at houses, by we, it was mostly me. My realtor didn't even send me anything because I just was like every day looking at stuff.
Yeah.
I would skip through all the pictures and go straight to the last picture to look at the backyard.
Oh, wow.
I was searching for a backyard. I was not searching for a house. Mm-hmm. So the house didn't matter really to me. It needed a couple things, but it wasn't really a need to have certain things in the home. It was the backyard. So
That's crazy too, considering we live in Canada and most of the time it's going to be like winter, but in the summer it's like unreal.
But I can make like, I don't know, an ice castle back there.
Yeah, that's true. And you can still, and the kids have so much room to play.
Oh my God, so I can build like 7 Quincy's back there.
Yeah, like you should build like a whole like ski sled ramp so they can go off the deck, off the snow, and all the way. Yeah,
because
it'd be fun.
could.
Yeah,
because the backyard's massive.
It's so crazy.
So anyway, it's just I spend most of my time outside. I don't even turn on the TV anymore. I don't really go on my phone that much. I just go outside and just sit.
It's so nice.
Sometimes I just lay and look up. There's like so many trees, and
it's honestly so big that it almost like borderline feels like you're like on an acreage or something. Like it's like weird like how big it is. Like I haven't actually been in a yard that big in the city before.
Really?
Never.
Now when somebody comes over, they're going to be like, "Oh, this isn't as big as I thought you were explaining on the podcast."
It's big. I live in Stonebridge and I have like a decent sized yard, but Cora's is like 3 of mine.
Yeah, I say to Matt all the time, I'm like, "Is this like a triple lot?" Like I just don't understand how it's so big.
Yeah.
And it has different sections to it. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like it's not just grass. There's like a garden section, and there's like a gravel section, and then there's like a trailer section and a shed section
It's so
and a
crazy.
patio section.
Yeah, a little playhouse for the kids.
Yeah, I love it. I just love it.
Yep.
So I never want to leave my house. If somebody wants to offer me a job where I can work from home, I will take it. Just kidding.
Maybe you could work for me.
Yeah?
I don't know. I need some more clients. Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. We'll see.
Anyway,
someday.
So, yeah, that happened. But also, we had to put down a family member. So that was a really big thing that happened in my life too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my best friend was a cat, and
Of course, that's a lot of people's best friends.
his name's Pete, but his full name is Prince Pete Cuddlesworth the first.
How did I not know that? I never knew that, but I love
His
it.
full name.
Yeah.
So every time we went to like the vet, they'd be like, "Oh, he's so handsome, and we love his name." And anyway, he got really sick really fast, and he was in a lot of pain, and I had to make the decision pretty fast to, let him not suffer anymore.
Yeah.
And so he died in my arms, and I cried every day for a week.
Yeah.
And so anyway, he's still in my freezer.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's get into this. Why is your cat in your freezer, Cora?
Okay, so I have a friend, Alana, who watches the show. Hi, shout out to Alana. She does taxidermy.
Don't do it.
And
Don't do it, Alana.
And I, like a year ago or 2 years ago, I was like, my cat ever passed away, would you, stuff him? And she's like, sure. And I said, how much will you charge me? And so she gave me a number, and I was like, sold. So then it happened, and I reached out, and she's like, I don't know if I can do this. And I was like, man, you have to do this. This is my best friend.
Yeah.
And like, we have a games room at the new house, and we call it Pete's Lounge because he's going to be on a plaque in the lounge.
Maybe.
I'm going to convince her. You have to do it, Alana.
Oh my God, I don't know.
If not, I have a backup plan. I'm going to bury him and put a tree on top of him.
Yes. That I like. I approve of that because then the tree grows with all of like him in it, and it's like this beautiful thing that can live on forever.
Yeah, it was funny because Matt was like, I finally come downstairs after crying for like 6 hours, and I pulled myself together and went downstairs and like was around the family, and I could actually like hold a conversation because I was devastated.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just like, I'm really, really sad that I didn't get to say goodbye to him. I didn't realize the last time I was going to see him was dropping him off at the vet. And I was like, well, you could still say goodbye. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, well, he's in the freezer. And he's like, what the Cora? And I was like, what? And we're like kind of yelling at each other over the counter. And it's like, I didn't think you were serious. And I was like, when have I ever not been serious?
Yeah, like that's so funny.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it came around, but like not really, because I don't know if I approve. But whatever makes you happy, I'll support you.
At one point, I was like, what if we got him stuffed in like, how cats sleep in a little like donut shape and they're all curled up?
Yeah.
It's like, what if we got Pete like stuff like that and just put him on the couch, and when people come over, they were like petting him, and I'm like,
So
man, your
weird.
cat hasn't moved in a long time. I'm like, yeah,
No.
he's a little sleepy.
No. They're like, something's wrong. Then they're texting their friends. This girl's wild. I think her cat's dead. She doesn't even know. Oh,
Joke's on you. You're petting my dead cat.
I do know. Oh, that's crazy.
But other than that, yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it was just keeping me really busy.
No, and then on top of that, like, I was also going through a lot as well.
Yeah, tell us what you were going through.
So I have been going through IVF treatments with my husband, Brad, and during the last month, I have been on lots of like hormones and medication. So I was taking 3 injections in my stomach a day. Then
Are you still taking that?
No, I'm all off it now, so I'm all chill and back to normal. I was literally like crying over everything. Like Brad brought me a sandwich, and I was so happy about it. I was like bawling. Like, you thought my cat would have died. Like, I was so upset about it, but in a good way. And then I calmed down after like 20 minutes of crying over the sandwich, and I took a bite and I started crying again because it tasted so good.
Oh,
anyway.
I love it. Friends, I need to explain, we have not really seen each other.
No.
We really haven't.
For so long.
Yeah.
And
So
it's probably good because I've been crying.
I'd be like, pull it together, man.
I know.
Okay. Anyway, no, I mean, you were taking injections.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was a whole nother human. Brad's like, you're not that bad. Like, it's just like every time you have your period. And I'm like, I don't think so. Inside of me, I feel like this rage beast monster that just wants to come out and choke everyone.
But you held it in?
Yeah, I did pretty good. I only cried. And then every time I ate something, my stomach would be like so full. And then, so actually, before I even get to the eating and being full, I took all of these medications, right?
Yeah.
To build a bunch of eggs. So they were counting the eggs in my ultrasound, and me and Brad counted that they counted 21. So I had 21 eggs in my ovaries.
How much do I have on an average day? One,
and then you get your period and you lose the one, sometimes 2. And potentially...
I mean, I should probably know that, but I don't.
You have one that releases... Well, now it wouldn't, because I think you have your tube side, am I right?
Yeah, but don't I still make eggs?
Yes, but it just dies or whatever. It doesn't like go through your...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway.
Thanks for the health lesson.
I had 21 eggs of what they counted. And my ovaries...
Hold on, I have to stop again. So you were like 21 times worse than what you probably usually are when you have your period.
and my ovaries, Cora, were 3...
I'm sorry for laughing.
Were 3
I know how
times...
you are.
Were 3 times bigger than my uterus.
So usually they're really tiny.
Yeah. So my uterus on an ultrasound.
Yeah.
Actually, I have an ultrasound. I'm gonna insert it after I explain this. But it's like my uterus, and then they move to one side, and it looks like this spider eggy, like spider web thing. And there's like a bunch of eggs, and they're like, it's like this much bigger than my little uterus. That like
I need to see this.
It's so crazy. So I'll insert it now.
There's the right ovary. And the uterus. And then there's the left ovary. Good? Okay.
Yes. Anyway, so that's what it looks like. And then, so your things are growing and growing and growing. And it made my stomach so big. Like, I already
3 times the
looked
size.
freaking pregnant. So when I was going places, like I had to go to like a family thing, I was like holding my stomach when I'm like crossing the street, and I had to walk slow because it was so uncomfortable. It was like
you were so full?
It was moving like different organs. It felt like it was so weird. So I'm like walking. I was like, Brad, I'm just gonna hold my stomach like I'm pregnant so people think I'm pregnant and not just like super fat. Like it was like so crazy. And then eventually it was time to have my egg retrieval. They brought me in and they sat me down and they gave me an IV, and I was on Ativan. So I was like super messed up. Like I think it was like 2 pills of Ativan. Last time
Oh man, like Ativan is
last time I was on, I've only taken Ativan one more time, and I went and got my wisdom teeth out, and I don't remember
Dentist,
any of it.
Yeah.
Not one thing.
Yeah, I've only had Ativan with the dentist, and it was the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah.
I hate the dentist.
It was crazy. I went in there and I think everyone was laughing at me because I was like, hello. And they're like, you're here for surgery? I'm like, yes. I am.
Let's get you.
Yeah. So then I went and got my IV, and they sat me down, and they have this giant screen, like a giant TV in the operating room, where when they suck out your eggs, they put all your eggs into this dish, and you could see it on the screen.
See it while you're awake.
While it's happening, and I'm wide awake while they're like in there doing the thing, and they're pumping me full of like drugs to make it not hurt. And one girl's like rubbing my hair and like holding my hand, and I'm
Did you like that? Did
I don't
you like
know.
someone touching you?
I think I don't know, because I started crying, but I wasn't really crying. My eyes were just like watering, but I didn't feel like I was like weeping.
Yeah.
I was just like staring and crying, and my eyes were probably like this wide. I was like, what is happening? And so I'm watching them take my eggs and like cut off all the excess cells on them and like do all this stuff, and they count every time they have more. They're like, okay, we have 5 eggs, we have 3 more eggs, we have whatever. So at the end of it, I had 19 eggs that they had.
Okay.
I was like so pumped about it. I went and saw Brad, and I was all messed up, and Brad got a video of me.
It was funny.
Yeah, I'll answer it now too.
This is Wendie right after her surgery. She did so good.
Very demure. The nurses were very mindful, very respectful, very demure. I had 18 eggs.
You did so good.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you. I love you.
But anyway, that video, it was like so on trend with TikTok too, without even like really knowing. But I was just like so messed up, and like Brad was like telling me even on the way home that I was just like speaking nonsense, and I couldn't stop talking about Starbucks and how it's the most amazing like place in the world. And I just wanted Starbucks so bad. And anyway, then
Is that a Starbucks cup?
Yeah, it is. Cheers to that. It's so pretty. So I came home and I slept for 2 days, and which is crazy because I already had not done anything. Like I wasn't doing anything for like 2 weeks prior.
Yeah.
So I was starting to feel like really depressed. Like I wasn't like doing anything, and I couldn't physically. And if I did something, I'd cry about it. Like it was like so crazy.
Yeah. And then you slept.
Yeah.
And
then the next day or 2 days later, they called me and said that what had happened with fertilization, or maybe 3 days later, and they said that basically out of the 19 eggs, 16 of them were mature. So I had 16 eggs, and then out of those 16, only 5 fertilized with like Brad's sperm. And then we had to wait 3 days to see if it made to the blastus stage, I think it's called, where they can freeze them. And I was taking different medication, progesterone at that time, and that was making my stomach hurt so bad. So anytime I got really full, I felt like my stomach was touching my ovaries, which were all messed up. And so I was like in so much pain I can barely walk for a few days. And then they called me and they said, hey, only 1 egg made it to the blastose stage on day 3, which is where most of them are supposed to mature. And I was like crushed. I called Brad. I just had got my eyebrows done, and I called them while I was in the car. And I called Brad crying on the way home. I was like, I can't believe only 1 out of all 19 eggs like made it. And he's like, oh, but we still have 2 more days. Like, don't, like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. And so then the next day they had another one that they were able to freeze, and they said there's maybe 1 more that looks like we're gonna be able to freeze tomorrow, but we'll call you and let you know.
Yep.
And so then they freezed another one. But
So 3 altogether.
So 3 altogether.
Oh, cheers to you, Wendie.
Yes.
That's way better than 1.
Oh my God, I was so nervous.
Yeah, I would have been too.
Usually after like like most of the time people like might miscarry after their first try because they're trying to figure out your hormones your first time. So I was super nervous. I was like, if I only have one, like that's like a huge, like even just at the unthawing process, they might not even unthaw, and then they have to take to the, like there's so many things.
There's so many steps that it has to go through to be successful.
Yeah, and then to live, and then you have to go through your whole pregnancy. So anyway, I was like so nervous.
I did not know this information, people, so I just found that out with you.
Yeah, I know, it was crazy. So anyway, now we have 3 frozen. I was able to stop the pills because they kept me on the pills just in case I had to do a
retrieval.
No, because I would have to pay $25,000 more to do it again because I needed all the drugs and the surgery.
Oh.
So that's another thing I was super worried about, because if the one egg we had didn't take, we wouldn't have had money to do the whole thing over again. Like, I don't know.
That's expensive. Nobody has.
We probably wouldn't. Like, I don't know if I would have been able to have a kid, honestly, with Brad anyway. So
that's a lot of money. $25,000 alone is a lot of money.
It was crazy. So then I was taking the drugs because they could do like a natural, like if the eggs are not going the way they should, they put one in right after, so that they don't have to worry about freezing and unfreezing. But most of the time IVF is done after it's frozen. So they kept me on the drugs for so long, and I was like, oh my god, please be able to freeze them. I just want off these drugs so bad. So they're able to freeze them, and now I'm going to be drug free for 2 months, and then in November we're going to do the implanting.
Yeah, and you have to be on drugs again?
And I have to be on drugs again, yeah. I'll just be taking needles, and there's like, they put me on estrogen, and then they put me on progesterone after, and all this stuff, and then hopefully I'm pregnant in 2 months.
Well,
so
you will be pregnant. We're putting it out there.
Yes. So
you will be pregnant.
Give me all the baby juice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I was at. So I'm also glad that Cora, like, I'm glad you did everything this month, because I would have felt really bad. Like, you might have came here and then I would have started crying if I couldn't figure out that. And I would be like hysterically crying, and you would have to be like,
you're fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I was like, it's not fine. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically what I did. And then as soon as I came out of it, like came out of my depression and hormonal mess.
As you would be, because you probably, as you would be in a hormonal depression state.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad I wasn't around for that.
I know. Honestly, I'm glad nobody saw it except for a few people.
Well, Brad, he's just like, it's just normal.
Yeah. And I also went to Gary's once, I think, too, and we talked about it on his show.
Okay.
Where I also showed the ultrasound, but they were all laughing, and they don't understand IVF, guys. They have no idea. And also all these guys were like,
I also don't understand.
Yeah, they're like, can we place bets? But they don't even understand like the female reproductive, like they don't know what a uterus is or ovaries. So I'm trying to like explain it all to them.
Which is surprising.
They're trying to like place bets on which egg out of the 21 eggs will like be the one. And like, it's like this, they're like, you're making a supernatural kid. You can pick the best eggs. And then they're like, you might as well give them Superman powers.
Did they tell you what number it took? Can they tell you what numbers took?
I don't know. That now
Did they number the eggs?
Well, now they're just numbered 1, 2, and 3 based on when they were, you know.
We should take bets as to 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, but then everyone should bet on number 1, or else they're going to give me bad energy, because I just needs to be number 1.
No bets.
No bets.
Bad energy.
So after I came out of the depression, I completely did Emma's room over again. So
yeah, you redid your kid's bedroom.
Yeah, so we did the whole thing. We switched her over. We painted it because she has made it very clear that she is sad that she's the only one that didn't have a bedroom makeover, because we did Calla's for her birthday, and we did Noah's when he was having some like sleeping issues. So she would say it all the time, or she would say she needs a new bed, or like every week she was with us, she was like saying something about her bedroom. And I didn't want to have to do a nursery and then not do her room. I was like, that's... All right, and we're back. We had a little memory card issue, but anyway, it was unfair.
It is unfair.
Yeah, for Emma to not have her room done before we had our baby. So
yes,
because their rooms are right beside each other, we thought it would be easier to switch her room and move it over, because we had a playroom in there, and then we pulled all the playroom stuff down here. So yeah, I've been for the last 4 days like super busy, just trying to figure out where all of our stuff is gonna go. And this is the first time I ever thought this house wasn't big enough for us.
Really?
Yeah, as I was moving the whole like playroom downstairs, I was like, oh my god, I've never thought of not living here. Like I was like, I'm gonna live here for the rest of my life. And after just figuring out where all this stuff is gonna go and knowing how crazy our garage is right now from having a garage sale, we also had a garage sale.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
so-
my kids like took a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we bought a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, so I was just like, I was like, I don't know where all this is gonna go.
Well, when you have a baby, that takes up
Yes.
so much. Their stuff takes up
know.
so much space. And I mean, everyone's like, you don't need the stuff. Yeah, you do. You need the stuff. You
Yeah.
need the rocker. You need the jumper. You need the other
Yes.
jumper. You need the diaper changer. You need all the toys and like.
Yeah, so we've been like doing really good at like just getting rid of stuff.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
And-
with the move, we've been getting rid
Yes,
of stuff.
and Brad is really bad at like if it's a gift from someone, he doesn't want to get rid of it. And like that's very sweet of you, Brad. Like thank you for thinking of people like that. But like there's no room in the house, you know what I mean? And it's like we've used these gifts, but if we're not using them anymore and they're in a corner or in a closet and we're not using them, like let's donate them and give them to somebody else who's actually going to use them.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Matt's usually the same way
Yeah.
with like hoarding things, but he's been really good lately.
That's
Yeah.
amazing because
I don't know what happened. Like,
I know Brad's getting a little better, but like he also like resells things all the time. So sometimes he's like, well, let me try to sell that. And I'm like, well, like I want to get rid of it. So, but yeah, we're going to have one more garage sale, I think this weekend on Sunday when he gets home. Just to see what else we can get rid of now that
bring my
school's
stuff
back
over
in.
and just have a little spot.
Yeah, you can totally. For sure.
I want to get rid of a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and then after that, we're gonna donate most of it because next year I'll be super pregnant, so we won't be having a garage sale, and then next year we'll have like a baby, so we won't be having a garage sale. Because some of the times we like hold on to it because we're like, oh, we're gonna have a garage sale next year, and we want stuff to sell. But this time I'm like, no, let's just get rid of it because by the time we have another garage sale, we'll have a bunch of kids stuff to sell. So
Yeah.
so that's what we're doing. That's what I've been doing, and yeah, just both of us, just crazy lives.
I've also been like painting and wallpapering and doing all these new things. and
love your
stuff.
wallpaper.
Do you? I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm like, ooh, do I love it? Do I not?
As soon as you put the trim up, I was like, that's like the nicest thing I've ever seen. Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps with the vibe of the house. My house is old, and it
Yeah.
kind of keeps with the like old feel of it.
Yeah, I like it a lot. And then I was gonna buy a wallpaper for Emma's room, but it's so expensive. Brad's like, no. I was like, okay.
Yeah, and you don't really know what you're gonna get.
Yes,
Like
that's true too.
what's the quality? Because I got off Amazon. I lucked out.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, there was, I forget where I was, I think it was Etsy or something. I saw one. I'll show
Oh,
you it
yeah,
later.
those are
It's so
expensive.
Yeah, it was so cute. It would have matched so good. I'll show you it later.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I think that's like kind of our life update. I think our next episode, we will give you a life update about kids going back to school.
Yep.
Hey,
And
and
maybe talk about us going back to school when we were little.
yeah, or even when we're old, you know, going back to school.
I did go back to school when I was
Yeah,
old.
way later in life. So, yeah, so I think that's it. Unless you have anything else to say.
No, nope, just happy to be here.
Yeah, we're back, baby.
back, okay.
All right. Cheers and goodbye.
Bye. Thanks for watching. Past Our Bedtime. Let's do it.
Past our bedtime. Delicious.